Welcome to the recap, powered by Cinelinks.com. I'm Jason the X, and these are the biggest news stories that had the community buzzing this week. All right, let's kick this thing off with some big news. Now, the way we're hearing it, the ink is not even dry on the paper yet. Now, we were wondering who was going to be our next Spider-Man. It's between Tom Holland and Asa Butterfield. Well, now it's pretty much being confirmed all over the internet. And man, I hope this is right because I might have to do a retraction later. But Asa Butterfield from Ender's Game will be your new Peter Parker in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yes, it seems that he's gotten the role, and I couldn't be happier. Look at this guy. I think he can pull off a good Peter Parker. Yes, he's young, but we're going for that ultimate Spider-Man. He's a young guy, plus he's going to be able to grow into the role. I actually like it if he's the choice. Now, really hoping that I don't have to go back on my word on this. However, as of now, the word floating around is Asa Butterfield is your new Spider-Man. And from Kevin Feige, he's already said that there is a young kid in a makeshift Spider-Man costume swinging somewhere around the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We just haven't seen him yet. Look for Spider-Man's first appearance to be Captain America: Civil War. And on to some more superhero news. It appears that Fox has went ahead and greenlit something else out of the X-Men franchise. Apparently, they want to go with a New Mutants movie. Now, a couple of years ago, they said they wanted to do an X-Force movie, but somebody probably picked up a comic book and said, hey, wait a minute, New Mutants actually comes before X-Force. So the word is that Josh Boone of Fault in Our Stars will be directing the feature, and it's going to be all new stories, all new characters, and this actually makes sense, although we have seen some in Days of Future Past. Now, with them wanting to restart and do other stories with different mutants, it kind of makes sense, with apparently Bryan Singer will be departing the franchise after X-Men Apocalypse, and Fox wants to keep this moneymaker going. So look for that, a New Mutant series, Josh Boone, no solid dates yet, but it all does make sense. So, the Star Wars prequels. Don't you go anywhere. Just stay right there. Bear with me here. Okay, the prequels, let's face it, they've had mixed reviews. Some people liked them. Some people hated them. Other people, well, everybody hated Jar Jar. Well, the Ministry of Cinema, an Austin-based group right here in Texas, they actually had an Indiegogo campaign because they want to do a feature-length film on maybe giving the prequels another shot. Yes, there are some things that we disliked about them, but honestly, some things were really awesome, and even I'm willing to admit that. Now, as of now, they had an Indiegogo campaign, which has met its goal. They do have stretch goals, however, and if they meet their next stretch goal of $7,500 at the time of this recording, by the way, they will do a feature-length film. Now, go over to their Indiegogo. Of course, that link's down there in the comments. Go ahead and click on it, and if you got a little bit of cash, give it to these guys. Check out what they're doing. It actually looks pretty awesome, and plus, I always support Texas filmmakers. So let's end it with some gaming news. Now, George Super Bunny Weedman, YouTuber, had an interview up, and it was kind of talking about some of the things that were happening over at Konami. Now, we know Konami has been doing weird things. They've split with Kojima, Silent Hills has been canceled, and they've taken themselves off the stock exchange. Well, this video apparently had some information that Konami did not like at all. So they had the video yanked and said it was copyright. Now, the video has been reinstated at this time and it's getting even more hits. Make sure you go down to the comments here and you can check out that video yourself. But Konami really did something underhanded because this was not copyright. Now, apparently they have been going after everybody who has anything on the new Metal Gear Solid, by the way. Even if you got a couple of seconds of footage, Konami is just headhunting everybody on YouTube. It's really strange what's going on over at that company right now. Anyway, go ahead and check it out. Weedman's video has been reinstated, and he was basically apologized because it was a false claim. Konami, what's up, yo? Guys, it's a good time to be a nerd because Nintendo is bringing back its World Championships. Yes, over 2 decades ago, we had the Nintendo World Championships, and it's back. Now, if you want to get in on this, you got to go to your local Best Buys on May 30th to go in these qualifying rounds. The winners will go to Los Angeles on June 14th to compete in the World Championships. This is just the best news. I remember actually trying to compete as I was a kid, and I wasn't as good. But, you know, we're actually talking about some of the crew from SNES Live. We're going to go down and have some fun and try this out too. Also, Best Buy will have some previews of the new Mario Maker game. This actually looks like it's going to be a big year for Nintendo because they have a press conference at E3 as well, even stepping on Ubisoft when they're going to have their press conference. That's kind of ballsy, and I'm kind of excited to see what Nintendo is debuting this year at E3. You guys, trust me, mind my words, Nintendo is coming strong this year. Nintendo, don't let me down, because I'm actually vouching for you here, huh? Anyway, guys, that's it for me. And remember, for all your news, reviews, editorials, and more, keep it on Cinelinks.com.